What's up, Roxstars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Power Book 2 Ghost Season 1, Episode 7. So, you guys, it's Sunday. I'm not feeling it, but those are the times when you must give it up. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Amen, amen, and amen. You guys, the review. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so the show opens with Kane. It looks like he's doing his own thing now, you guys. We see a pastor and maybe his son that are counting an offering. Okay, random, right? Except it's not that random when Kane and his boys bust in and they decide to rob them of the day's offerings. Not only that, but they take the pastor to the safe, get him to open it up after pistol whipping him. And the guy that was in the room when they were taking the offering money off the table, he noticed one of their tattoos. So that's going to come back to bite him in the ass, you guys. Stay tuned. But anyway, somehow he gets away from those who was holding him captive, I guess, and he runs to try to help the pastor. One of Kane's boys tries to shoot him, but he ducks, and he ends up shooting his own boy. And so Kane was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I told you to stick to the plan. Okay, that's why you shouldn't be out there doing your own thing, Kane. Now, jumping over to campus, you guys, they're in class, and they're talking about the Conical Studies Fellowship competition. They're about to announce the semifinals, and then in buzz mail. Sex Week condom parade. He's throwing the condoms all over the place. I was like, what the hell is going on, and why aren't the teachers reacting? Oh, that might be because it is Sex Week, officially Sex Week on the campus of Stansfield, and this is the week where they learn all about sex because the college kids don't know. Of course, after that little disruption, you know, the class is all laughing and whatnots, and Jabari tells them, you know, for them to chill out, they got to stay focused. But hey, Milgram, she's all for it. You know, Sex Week was created so that you can learn all about your bodies. Okay, and of course, Professor White Man ain't feeling it. Light-skinned Keisha, LSK, she says that she's looking forward to going to the Q party, you know, and everybody else there is all excited about it too. I was like, is that the Qs like the Omegas? But anyway, everybody in the whole room is excited about this particular Q party. Professor Whiteman was like, they should have gotten rid of that debaucherous orgy a long time ago. It's not even school sanctioned, but evidently the Q party is the place to be. Anyway, LSK was like, well, now when we gonna get to the semifinalists? Can we know? You know, she already knows she's a part of it, and she's right. She's one of the finalists. So is Lauren. They name a couple of other people. It's 5 of them, and none of them are Tariq. All right, so of course he's disappointed. When class is over and, you know, he's walking off, you know, Professor Milgram, she catches up with him. Hey, wait a minute. I know you're disappointed that you didn't make the semifinals, but, you know, she's all caressing his arm and everything. And Child Jabari, he sees her talking to him, and he got the nerve to fucking be jealous. What the fuck is wrong with Jabari? How can something so cute be so fucking annoying? So when she goes back to her office, he goes and talks to her. Hey, so what's up with Tariq? I saw you talking to him. She was like, yes, he's my, you know, I'm his counselor. What big deal is it? You know, respect his privacy. Because Jabari seems to want to know what they were talking about. Nunyas. Anyway, he's there because he needs a favor with his book. She's like, no. Just strictly work. Okay. I'm not getting involved with you and your book shit. Plus, I got all this work I got to do. You know, I got to get these questions together for the, you know, for the conical studies. And he was like, oh, I can help you with that. And she was like, okay, good. You take these cards and, you know, you have them back to me. You put them, just leave them on my desk. She'll need that first thing in the morning. And he says, will do. Now jumping over to Mel, okay, it is Sex Week, so he's with his girl Nosy Niecy, and he's got his face in the place. She's like, oh, you're getting better at this, you know. So he's taking this sex week real seriously, trying to hone his skills, you guys. They're sitting there talking, pillow talk. She tells him that she loves him. He tells her that he loves her too. And she was like, you don't love me because you don't tell me everything that's going on. Okay. When are you going to tell me the truth about what happened the other night? Well, he starts hemming and hawing, trying to say, well, he was with his brother Trace and all of that. But he's saved by the bust in, and that would be from Tariq. Okay. Tariq want to talk to Mel, but you know what? They can't talk because Nosy Niecy is there. Tariq was like, I thought I said that she couldn't come back here. Of course, Mel is like, it's sex week. Gotta celebrate the tradition. Tariq ain't got time to talk to you. Call me when that bitch is gone. Besides, Tariq has to go and give the paper that he wrote for Zeke. To Zeke's. He goes over to Zeke's dorm. Hey, we were supposed to meet. Remember, Zeke, of course, he's always brushing off Tariq. He don't take this shit seriously. Tariq was like, I done wrote this 25 damn page paper for you, and I still have my own work to do. Like, I need you to really do something here. Zeke was, oh, I'm sorry, but it is sex week, and he's a little distracted. Well, you need to do what you need to do on your end. And he says, all right, I get it. All right, work, then fuck. I got it. Now, let's jump over to Auntie's house. So Drew and Diane are talking about his love interest of late, the basketball boy. And, it looks like it might be a few little issues, they got to try to work out. But anyway, they can't really talk about it because here come that old miserable ass auntie. She talked to Rico. The drop is going to be in 3 days. They about to get re-upped on the drugs that they missing, okay? And it's sorely needed. Diane was like, have you talked to Kane? And she was like, look, I can't even think about that Negro right now. I got to focus on this re-up, and Drew can handle it. He gonna help her with the re-up. Well, Drew says he can, but Kane was always the one that handled it before. But you better not challenge Auntie. So if Auntie say Drew gonna do it, damn it. So when she walks out the room, Diane was like, you know what? Kane needs to be the one to handle this. She needs to go find him. Drew was like, well, where is he? He don't know where he could be. And she was like, I know where his ass is at. So she take it on down to Drew's, current, fling. The girl comes to the door and she's all like, Kane is not here. Girl, move. Kane, come your ass down these stairs. So he comes to the door. And she was just like, what you doing here? Like, you need to come on back home. It's been 3 days. Mom is worried about you. She's been looking for you. She's got this re-up coming and she can't handle it by herself. He was like, oh, did she say that she missed me? Well, no, she didn't really say that. But Diane knows that she is. Just come back, let her know that she really needs you. Show up for the re-up. And he says, okay, I will do that, but don't tell her. Now, you guys, the pressure is building on Tariq because he don't have his drugs, right? That means that his app is not operating. You know what that means? Here comes Stern, little baby Stern, okay? Little baby husband Stern, I should say, coming to check on him at the campus. Tariq was like, what you doing here? He was like, why is it that it's all these unfulfilled orders on an app that I helped you create? Okay? What the hell is going on with our money? Tariq was like, first the fuck all, it's just a little backup on the drugs right now. But why are you so worried about it anyway? It's not like you're not getting paid more than you're worth. Young baby husband Stern says, well, you need to do something about it, okay? Because, time is money and we ain't got nothing to be wasting. And when he notices that it's sex week around there, he takes 2 flavored condoms. He says that his daddy likes it. I said, cherry flavored worms from Daddy Stern. Once he leaves Tariq calls Auntie and was just like, any word on the drugs? Like, what you doing? And she was like, I'm having a little problem over here. I'm just trying to work it out right now. He was like, well, you guys need to do something because if I'm not selling them, somebody else is gonna move in and start selling them and taking over the game. She was like, listen, I already know that, okay? But if I gotta wait, then you gotta wait. Deal with it. But you best believe Auntie is feeling the pressure too. So she talks to Drew later. Anybody heard anything from Kane? Okay, anybody know where he is? What he doing? Okay, nope and no and no. Diane says, well, I know where he is. Okay, and I'm not going to tell you where he is, but I did go and talk to him and he said that he would come to the re-up. Well, Auntie does feel a little relieved with that. Well, then I guess we'll go back to business as usual. Drew, you handle what you usually handle. Diane, you usually handle what you usually handle. Drew goes off to do whatever he got to do and she looks at Diane with the side eye like, girl, don't think that you can just be telling me that you're not going to tell me where Kane is. And Diane was like, come on, mama, let the boy just be where he gonna be for now. Okay, you know what you need to know anyway, don't you? And Auntie was just like, yeah, I mean, I guess. Okay, all right, you dismissed too. Now, Tasha calls Tariq because she's worried. Everybody worried in this episode. Okay, maybe you shouldn't come to the court tomorrow. As a matter of fact, you probably shouldn't come at all. Tariq was like, no, Mom, I want to be there for you. I want to support you. And she was just like, yeah, but they brought your name up in there. The block is a little too hot. You need to stay as far away as you can. Well, Tariq still wants to fuss with his mom, but he got to go because finally Mel bust in, okay? And he can talk to Mel without nosy Niecy. So he gets off the phone and he was like, dang, what's up with your girl? Why is she never in class? I was like, Tariq, she don't go there. That's why. He was like, she shouldn't be here. And Mel was just like, don't be trying to blame our recent problems on nosy Niecy. The reason why we having this issue is because there's no drugs, not because nosy Niecy has been around. Well, Tariq was like trying to take a different angle. Well, do you really want her to be around when all this shit is going on? I mean, Kane came and took you and Trace. Do you want her to be around if he comes back? Oh, well, when you put it this way, the love of Mel's life, no, he doesn't want to endanger her like that. So yeah, you know what? You're right. I'll make sure that she's not around. Later on, Tariq is in his dorm and Trace comes busting in. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking for Mel. And Tariq was like, are you sure you just looking for him? Because last time you was here, you took something that belonged to me. So unless you got my shit, I suggest that you get the hell up out of here. Trace was like, I don't know, indignant, privileged white man. I don't know what you are doing here, getting my brother involved in this, whatever you're doing, but you better stop it or I'm going to contact the police. And Tariq was like, police work for us too. Why you think you was able to get away with everything? Nothing happened with all of that, right? Okay, that's why. Besides, I have an alibi, so I don't know what you could tell them. I was here with nosy Niecy ass all night playing chess. And then Trace was like, oh, nosy Niecy, huh? Well, yeah, I don't know what kind of threesomes y'all got going on here. That old freaky shit. Okay, but I saw you guys in my room the other night. You were so fucking wasted, and she was all over you. And Tariq was like, what are you talking about? I didn't sleep. Yes, you did. You guys was in my room. Okay, I put you guys out. Had to change my sheets because I don't know what the hell was going on up in here. Okay, Tariq is looking like, what? But, of course, he stores that into the mental chamber. He probably is going to need to use that later. Now, let's jump over to Milgram. She is out of control, you guys. How about in commemoration of Sex Week, Zeke is still fucking this girl? I was just like, girl, that was supposed to be a one-time thing when you was having a little, emotional breakdown one night. Not him at your place and you guys having sex. And how about this boy think that they actually are a couple? He want to introduce her to Auntie. And she was just like, Zeke, how many times I have to tell you? I'm a professor. You're a student. I cannot go over there. We are not supposed to be doing this. Hello. But he don't see any problem with it. She says, you know what? You need to go to the Q party tonight. Be around girls your age. Keep up appearances. And he was like, oh, them young girls ain't got nothing for me. I got a real woman now. So she's created a monster for sure. He's pussy whipped. So I guess they're postcoital. And she goes and takes a shower. When she comes out, she's like, okay, it's free for you. He was like, you should have let me go in there with you. She's like, if I did, we'd still be in there. Girl, I'm sick of y'all already. So she was like, go on and go on so you can go to this party later on. So he heads to the shower and there's a knock at the door. She was like, it's just the food. Don't worry about it. I said, it's the food. All right. She opens the door and it's Jabari. Okay. Hope and happiness all over his face. Well, Jabari, what are you doing here? Oh, I was down at the, our old spot and the lady was there and she missed you and, she missed us coming there and, she gave me this. It's food. And she was just like, and what am I supposed to do with that? He's like, come on, you know how we do. We break up, we get back together. We fuck a couple of people on the side in the offices and bathrooms and whatnots. But, we always get back together. And she was just like, no, Jabari, you're not supposed to be here. He was like, well, what's the problem? Like, he don't understand why everything has changed all of a sudden. Then he hears the shower turn on. And he was like, as if they really were a couple and that this woman could not have anybody over at her house. So he takes a quick observance of the room. He hears the shower. He looks to his right. He sees the TV is on. It's on a basketball channel. Oh, so you watching ESPN now? Nigga, if you don't go so fucking where, then he looks again over this way and he sees the school folder and some condoms over there. So this is what we doing now, Milgram? She slams the door in his face, and oh, he's so frustrated and upset. He goes and walks down to his car and gets inside, and he gets all upset. He pulls out the note cards, that she had given him earlier, and he pulls out the one that says Tariq, and on the back he scribbles something, real angrily. And I was like, this fool think that Tariq is fucking Milgram. He is such a dork. But whatever. Next day in class, Milgram is lecturing the class and telling them about this she always has to give a whole long speech about the book that they're reading or whatever person that they're studying at the moment and how it pertains to this. This time it's about keeping secrets, okay? And the assignment that they have is that they're going to be given a note card with their name on it. It's going to be a secret on the back, and they're supposed to keep the secret, and they team up with somebody else in the class, and that person has to try to convince you to tell them the secret. So, of course, Tariq and Lauren team up. So they go back to her room, and they're horse playing over the folder, and they kind of fall on the bed, and then she climbs on top of them, and she's like, give it back, give it here, Tariq, give it here. Okay, and he's all laughing and holding it back, and then who should walk in but extremely annoying boyfriend, and he's disgusted. He pulls out his phone, he's taking pictures, and Lauren was just like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm taking this so you can see how you look. I was just like, they know how to make a person super annoying, you guys. Tariq was like, nigga, don't you go to school in D.C.? Why every time we look up, you here? So she starts to try to explain to him what they were doing. And he was just like, excuse me, Lauren, men are talking. You should be ashamed that you would touch another man's woman. Lauren, you better get your nigga before I had to hurt him. And he was like, I'm not a nigga, and I expect an educated black man to know that. Lauren says, you know what? You're doing way too much. Okay, you need to get out. He says, don't make a mistake that you're going to regret later, Lauren. She was like, you are the mistake that I regret. Okay, now get out. But whatever, Tariq leaves there, and him and Mel are going to meet on the street, I guess have a quick little meeting or whatnots. And then while he's out there waiting, he sees Nosy Niecy. She comes out of a building, and she's walking down the street, and he was just like, where is she going? He's so busy on campus, but he got enough time to follow Nosy Niecy, so he follows her on the subway and everything. Come to find out she had a court case about that marijuana charge earlier in the season. So she was talking to the judge, and she was like, my lawyer will be here in a little bit. Well, the judge was like, I ain't got time to be waiting on your damn lawyer. Okay. And then all of a sudden, in rushes Overly Dedicated. And Tariq is sitting over in the corner of the court like, oh, now this is something here. So now he knows he got to get rid of Nosy Niecy. So he texts Mel, we need to talk. Mel meets him at the dorm. What is it that we need to talk about? I thought that Tariq was just going to blurt right out, everything about Overly Dedicated and all that, but that would be way too complicated and way, way more information than Mel needs to know. So he was just like, at the party the other night, remember I was so fucked up I couldn't even do nothing? Well, it turns out that Nosy Niecy tried to fuck me. And Mel was like, what? He was like, yeah, can you believe it? And he was like, I am disgusted. I can't believe that you would lie on Nosy Niecy like this. Tariq was like, I'm not lying. You can ask Trace. Trace saw it too. Oh, Mel doesn't want to hear that shit. You said we were boys. You said you was going to stop lying to me. And he rushes out of the room. And then when he does that, Tariq gets a text message from Jabari. Okay, come to me. They need to meet. So Tariq goes to meet Jabari. Hey, yes, Professor, you wanted to talk to me? He was like, I heard the Knicks won last night. He was like, you told me to come here for the Knicks? Anyway, have a seat. He just immediately starts questioning Tariq. So where were you yesterday? Tariq was like, yesterday I was in the library. The library was closed. It's like, Jabari, I'm gonna need you to ease up a little bit. Tariq was like, okay, damn, my bad. Let me remember. Jabari, I saw you with Professor Milgram. You guys were talking. And Tariq was like, and what? Jabari was like, I know you want a second chance at the fellowship. You can do that, but you have to write an essay for me. Only me. Okay, and I want you to dig deep. I want you to go deep on this one. It's going to be about power in a relationship. Say it's between you and a love interest. And I really need you to give me details. Okay, Tariq was like, okay, I can do that. I said, Jabari, you really trying to have this boy write your book for you? Things should be going very smoothly considering that Kane is going to come and, help her with the re-up. Except Kane gets arrested on the way to the re-up. Of course, he doesn't have time to tell Auntie this. So Auntie is there at the re-up with Diana Diane, and he's not there. Where is he? Diana Diane is trying to smooth the waters. He's on his way. Don't worry about it and all. But she don't really know where he is either. He in jail, girl. Diana Diane is stressed out too because Tariq is also hounding her about the drugs. Like, did you guys get the re-up yet? Like, did you get it yet? Did you get it? Next thing we see, Tariq is actually at the location. Now, Auntie is supposed to be meeting with the re-up people upstairs. Diana Diane is underneath in the basement office area. So they're talking. Then he gets a phone call from Professor Milgram. I got to take this call. So he goes off to talk to her, and Diana Diane, she starts to rifle through his things. Okay, opens his gym bag, notices some condoms in there. Also looks at the card that Jabari wrote up for, them to have their secrets and everything. Well, Tariq's card says a professor is sleeping with a student at Stansfield. But of course, that doesn't mean anything to Diana Diane. So she puts that all back into the bag before he comes up. And he comes back over and he was like, look, Diana Diane, I know you thought that Lauren was in my room the other day, but that wasn't Lauren. That was Nosy Niecy. That's Mel's stupid ass girlfriend. And she was there. And I was just trying to protect you and make sure that she didn't see you. And, so he gives her this whole story about how much he likes her. And, that's music to Diana Diane's ears. And so they start kissing. Well, upstairs, Amy is having a time with Rico people. So Rico man come and he's doing a drop, right? He opens the door and he sees Auntie. He was like, Auntie, what you doing? Where's Kane? She was like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about this, that splat. She was like, don't worry about where Kane is, So he was like, okay. So he's putting the drugs down, and she was like, okay, so I need all the pills, but I only need half of the cocaine. He was like, well, Rico didn't tell me that. Okay. And I'm gonna need all my money. You can take half the cocaine if you want to, but I'm gonna need all of my full money. Nigga, I am Monet Tejada. And he looked at her like, okay, Auntie Tejada, whatever is whatever. I'm still gonna need my money. So old boy gets a box cutter. And I was like, who brings a fucking box cutter to a damn gunfight? Are you serious? He tries to slice at Auntie. So Tariq and Diana Diane are downstairs kissing, and they hear the shuffle. So they rush up there, and Tariq was like, what's going on here? And he turns around and was like, what the fuck? Who are you? They see that Auntie is on the ground. He done pushed her to the ground. Okay. And then she says, hey, and he turns back around and she shoots him, kills him. Diana Diane was like, what the fuck are we going to do with the body right now? Tariq was like, let me help you with the body. And she was like, no, Drew got it. And he was like, Drew's not going to be able to handle this body by himself. Okay, I got it. And she was like, okay, Tariq, you go on. And God said, oh, this is going to be even worse once Kane finds out about this, honey. Kane is at the jail. He trying to call people. Ain't nobody answering the phone, obviously. So who does he have to call but old Triple L? That's right, you guys. Little Latino lover. And I guess he's going to have to get him out of jail. But in the meantime, Tariq and Drew, they go and put old boy in the truck. And they make it look like, I guess, he got robbed in the truck or whatever. So he's telling Tariq to hold him down. He gonna shoot him through the window. And, Tariq was like, give me the gun so I can do it. And he was like, have you ever killed anybody before? Tariq looking like, well, I was like, you got a minute? Of course, Tariq doesn't say yes. And he was like, that's what I thought. Okay, just hold him down so he don't move. All right, so Tariq is holding him down, and he goes to the front of the truck. I was like, look at Drew. Who would have thought he had it in him either? But he shoots through the window, and it shoots old boy, and all of the blood splatters on Tariq. I said, Tariq, I guess you fully in the life now, right? Triple L has gotten Kane out. Kane was like, thanks for that, man, And Triple L was like, don't be thanking me. Okay, you fucking up out there. You getting yourself involved in all kind of shit. You making the block way too hot. You bringing too much attention to your mama. And Kane was like, oh, fuck mama. She don't care about us. She don't care about you or me. Okay, she out there making the decisions, doing whatever the hell she want to do. She moving her whole business down to Stansfield with that Tariq bitch. Triple L was like, Tariq, St. Patrick, she's working with him? Yeah, she working with him. She didn't tell you? Oh, I guess that's because she's about to push you out too. See, she pushed me out and you gonna be next. We got to get rid of Tariq. Triple L takes Kane to the house. All right. And when they go in, Auntie is sitting at the table with Diane. And she was like, where the fuck you been? We had to do the damn drop by herself, and the nigga got froggish down there and they had to shoot and kill the fool. And Drew had to handle the body. And Kane was just like, well, let me know what it is. I'll go down there and help Drew now. And she was like, don't worry about it. We already handled it. He was like, Drew can't handle a body by himself. She was like, he didn't do it by himself. Tariq helped him. Oh, Lord. Kane looks over at Triple L like, what did I tell you? Auntie dismisses Triple L. And she tells Diane, that's, you're welcome to go as well. And then she's talking to Kane. She said, what happened to your face? Did the police do that? And he just looks at her and he says, no. And he walks off. But anyway, back on campus, Tariq gets there. It's the Q party is about to happen. He's walking to his door and he sees Lauren. Okay, Lauren's got on her sexy lingeries or whatnots. And she's ready to get it popping with Tariq. She comes in the room with him. They start kissing. Tariq was like, what is this? He stops her. And then he goes and he gives her the card. He says, a professor is sleeping with a student at Stansfield. And she was like, what? He was like, that's my secret. That's why you're here, right? Okay, any means necessary? She was like, is that why you think I'm here? He was like, well, I don't know what to think. I mean, earlier your boyfriend showed up and all of a sudden you was a different person then and now you're a different person today. Like, I don't know to believe who you are. She was like, well, I guess I don't know you either. So she gets offended and she leaves. But that was just a tactic for Tariq to get her out of there because, of course, when he unzips his jacket, he has on that bloody shirt. All right. I said, Tariq, you didn't take that shit off before you got back home? I mean, what if you would have got stopped and anything could have happened anyway, you guys? He goes and takes that off. And I'm sure that shirt will come back to bite him on the ass probably 4 seasons down, just like the shirt came back to bite Ghost in the ass about 4 seasons later, too. Now, the next day, Auntie calls Lorenzo, and she was like, what did you do to Kane? And he was like, what? And she was like, he was down there. What did you do? And he says, I just told him, to listen to you and don't put his hands on you anymore. She was like, whatever you did was too much. Okay, you're not out here. I am. I'm the one telling them what to do. You don't know him like I do, Renzo. You went too far. Don't do that shit again. It's so sad because she really does care about Kane, but she does not know how to express herself to him at all. But whatever, getting back to Stansfield. So in class, everybody is coming to tell Professor Milgram the secrets. Light-skinned Keisha, she had her secret. Some of the other ones had their secrets. And then here comes Lauren. Okay, she knows the secret as well, but she kind of feels like Tariq made it up. And Professor Milgram was like, why you say that? And she was like, well, here, this is what his card says. And she hands it to Professor Milgram and it says, the professor is sleeping with a student at Stansfield. So it shocks her, but she can't show Lauren. She says, thank you, Lauren. Looks like you got the secret as well. But she's pissed off, so she has Jabari come to her office. He's all smug. Oh, so you want to talk now? He confronts her and says that she's sleeping with Tariq. And she was like, you think I'm sleeping with Tariq? I am not sleeping with Tariq. And she could say that with full confidence and truth. And this little card that you thought was so cute is really an admission of what you're doing. You're the professor sleeping with a student. You're sleeping with your TA, Melissa. And he was like, Melissa is a grown-ass woman. She was like, but she's still your student. And I could go and tell them that you're sleeping with your student and you can get fired. You wouldn't do that. She was like, nigga, you can try me, okay, if you want to. But I wouldn't do that if I was you, okay? Try Jesus, don't try me. Now, we see Mel. He bumps into Trace. Trace been trying to reach Mel for the last couple of days. Mel's like, I ain't got time to talk to you right now. I'm so mad at Tariq. And he was just like, well, he was like, yeah, he just had the nerve to tell me that nosy Niecy was trying to hit on him. And Trace was like, well, I'm not trying to take up for dude, but he's right. Okay, I did see it with my own eyes. But anyway, I just wanted to talk to you. He was like, oh, no, I can't listen to this right now. He's so upset about what Trace just said. Now he got to go talk to nosy Niecy. He confronts her. So you tried to fuck my boy? She was like, what? Who? Tariq? What? No. And he was like, the other day at the party, he was real drunk. You were all over him. You were in my brother's room. And she's just like, oh, God. She's like, wait, it's not like that. Okay. He was like, if it's not like that, then what is it? She says, it's not true, Mel. I love you. He says, well, why would Trace lie? If you love me, then prove it to me that it didn't happen. Well, of course, she can't tell him anything without telling him about Overly Dedicated, her Uncle Nancy and all of that. So she's just kind of looking like the cat got her tongue. And well, that seems like an admission of guilt to Mel. So Mel leaves her, goes back to his dorm room, sees Tariq in there playing a video game, tells Tariq, hey, man, I'm sorry. I did talk to nosy Niecy, talk to my brother. Yeah, you were right. And Tariq was like, don't worry about it. I'm sorry that happened. His plan worked. It's all good, bro. Now let's jump over to Tasha's case. Now we see Davis. He busts in Overly Dedicated's office. He's like, you've been avoiding me. I've been calling you, haven't been answering my calls. I mean, do we still have a plan? And Overly Dedicated was like, yeah, but I got to make it look better, than I have been because, people are starting to kind of catch on. And of course, the ultimate goal is for them to get Tariq, right? So they're trying to figure out how they can make this happen. Should we put Rashid Tate on the stand? Davis was like, no, lying ass nigga. Okay. What about Proctor's daughter? Should we put her up there? No, I mean, she's an adolescent. Like, what could she do? What about Tommy's mama, Kate Egan, the cokehead stripper? Oh, yeah. Davis was like, I'll tear her apart. But, Overly Dedicated was like, yeah, that's still not enough. We need somebody that's going to bring it on home. I mean, just really, put the nail in the coffin. And he was like, I got just the person. We see him go and talk to Paz. I said, oh, God, not Paz's annoying ass. He wanted her to come and testify. She was like, I don't know anything about the murder. He said, that's all you got to do. That's all you got to say on the stand. So we get back to court, and he has Paz there. But DNC is pressuring Overly Dedicated that he better knock this shit out the park today because they can't afford any more mishaps like they've been affording all of these last few days. So when Overly Dedicated gets Paz up there, he was just supposed to get her to say that she didn't know anything about the murder, right? He turns around and looks at DNC in the courthouse audience. Then he turns back around and he reneges on his deal. And he starts to talk to her and question her about everything. And surely the stuff that she's saying is not helping Tasha at all. He tells her that Tasha and Tommy conspired against her. When she told you that Tommy killed your sister, what did you do? And she said, I went to go find him, but he was gone. So basically Overly Dedicated makes it look like Tasha used Paz. And he was just like, she just used you like, you were her idiot. You were her puppet, And after he gets her good and mad at Tasha, she was like, is it possible that she was calling the shots? And here go Paz. Yes. Paz, you don't know nothing about nothing. Girl, why you up there with this? Tasha is looking over at Davis like, I thought you said that she was going to help us. She's all worried now. And Davis was like, don't worry about it. Okay, I'm going to handle her ass. And he look over at Overly Dedicated like this motherfucker don't know who he's fucking with. So he get up there. And long story short, he's able to flip it back around on Tasha's side. He makes Paz look like, she was lying, that she was paid this large inheritance by St. Patrick's, James St. Patrick's, estate, and it almost made it look like she was paid to change her story. So he does get everything back on balance for Tasha, but you know what? He can't have these problems with Overly Dedicated. So he goes to find Overly Dedicated. Motherfucker, we had a deal. And Overly Dedicated was like, I know, but DNC was there and he was breathing down my back and he was, so I had to go on and go for her. But don't worry about it, because I got a dream witness. And he shows him Epiphany's file. Tasha's back in jail. Paz goes to visit her. Paz asked her if she had an ulterior motive for helping her when she gave her that money. And Tasha was like, yeah, Overly Dedicated made it look like that, but no. Okay, I gave you that money because you suffered a lot, and you were just like me. You're a single woman like me. You're trying to get off your, get on your feet like I was. She wanted to help her. Paz, I did not kill James. And Paz was like, well, you didn't kill him, but you know who did. Maybe it's time for you to just go on and tell who it is. Well, Tasha's never going to do that. But of course, Paz doesn't know that it's her own son. So that's how the show ended. What y'all thought about that episode? All right, you guys, that's it. Let me get off of here, get this edited, and up to you. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.